Hello everyone, welcome to thorough Angular CLI tutorial. In this video, we'll be going through the angular-cli.json file. So as you know, we have created couple of applications in the previous tutorial, that is Apple app, Banana, Guava and Mango app. So we have node modules installed in Apple app. So let's just go through the angular-cli.json of Apple app. So very first property called schema. So this schema has been defined from the library which is in node modules, say angular under the CLI and the lib, and there is a config and there is a schema.json. So this is a library configuration, so we don't have to go too much detail of this file. Another is project. So project has a property called name. So name of your project that we have given in package.json. So it's the same. The next is the app as a next property which has a children like root, our directory, assets. So root, as you already know, is nothing but the src folder. So we can customize this while creating by giving a source directory as alias, and even if the application is already created, we can have we can change our root directory from here. Another is out directory. This will be dist, so whenever you will uh, bundle your application, it will copy all the necessary files into the directly distribution folder, that is out directory we have given here. Another is assets. So we have a couple of assets like images or any other files. So for that there is a folder called assets. So under the src there is assets, and one more asset, that is your favicon. So favicon.ico, you can change this file if you want to and give the appropriate path. Then index as a property, so that specifies that where is the index.html, because that is the main file, right, where everything will be rendered. So we will just give index.html. By default it's index.html. If you want to change, you can change it accordingly. So generally index.html is under the src directory because that is the root directory. So here it's index.html, and here we have our main component, root component, where all the data will be and all the content will be rendered. Then next is main. Main is nothing but your main.ts file. So that consists of your bootstrapping of the angular application. So from this file, angular 2 application is getting bootstrapped. So that's why we give this file as a main.ts, that is found in the same src folder. The next is polyfills. So polyfills.ts again for the older browser support. So Angular CLI takes care of it. So by default, this file is generated and we don't have to worry about this. Then for the testing purpose, where is the test file? So it's again into the root directory, that is the src, and then test.ts. So here couple of libraries are imported, and test configuration has been done. So as it's a unit test cases, so karma as a test runner, jasmine as a test cases will write. Then ts config, that is your TypeScript configuration. So that is located in the src, and this is that file, that whatever the library of it, whatever the out directory and so on. Another is test ts configuration, so TypeScript configuration for test cases. So that's the same file with a couple of more libraries with more properties in it. So that is what test ts config. Then prefix, if you remember, we can give the prefix. So whenever I create new component, or any of the new component only, then we by default it's app, so we can replace it with say fruit as we did in last example. So if you just open app.component, there is a app-root, right? So now onwards, whenever you create a new component using CLI, it will give the prefix as a fruit instead of app. So that's what the prefix is. Then styles. So default styles file is style.css generated with Angular CLI. So if you have any other CSS library, you can specify here from wherever it's coming, whether it's from node modules or any other path. Same with the script. As of now it's empty, but if you have any other JavaScript libraries to be loaded, you can specify all the JavaScript libraries here. JavaScript libraries, then environment source, so that is under environment folder into the environment.ts. What is it? Well, there is environment folder. This is environment.ts. So if you see, there is a production as a false. Now environment shows is nothing but like you have two environments like development environment and production environment. So for example, some of the values you will be using in dev won't be there in production. For example, REST API URLs in dev it could be something else, and in production something else. So we can differentiate our dev properties and production properties using this environment.ts file. So default environment.ts file, that means it's a development dev file, and there is another file called environment.production.ts. So by default in production it's true, and if you have any other properties to be set differently in local as well as production, that you can specify an environment.ts as well as environment.prod.ts. So that's what the environment shows and environments. And then the app is closing, and next one is E2E. E2E consists of the protractor, so end-to-end test cases and Angular 2 using protractor. So for the protractor, configuration file is protractor.conf.js, which is there in the bottom somewhere. Where is it? Okay, it's in outside of the SRC, right? So here is that file is. So all the protractor configuration is found in this file. Then linting, I believe everyone knows the linting over there. So for the tsconfig.app.json for your all the application developments, all your modules, components, and pipes and services and so on, and then your all the test cases, your Jasmine test cases. So for that there is another file called tsconfig.spec.json, and then for the end-to-end test cases there is another tsconfig.e2e.json. it's found in e2e folder right over there. So it's TypeScript configuration, nothing new. The next is test as a property. So it's saying we're specifying the test runner, that is Turner. I'm in comma, right? Then configuration file for the comma is comma.conf.js. that is in the root directory right here. So this is a comma configuration. And then last, that is defaults. So here you can specify a couple of properties value, like for the style extension by default it's CSS. I can make as a SCSS or less. So whenever I create a new component, so along with the component, when there is a style file is getting generated, we'll be having this extension that you specify. So I think that's it for the Angular CLI. Thank you all very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next module.